start at the beginning. I've told quite a number of you because you asked. How in the world I ever got to Oak Park in the first place? Jack Works. I was going along happily in Jonesboro, Arkansas, population 60 grand. 2 jobs, minister of music at the Methodist Church, choir director at the high school. Somewhere in there, the band director at the high school, who was a close friend, we always went to his house when there was a tornado warning. Well, the other place didn't have beer. Well, somehow, somebody, I thought maybe they were a little more intelligent than they must have been, hired him to be the band director at a thing called Music and Youth at Southern, which was a summer music camp for students, choir, band, orchestra. Well, he came home that summer and called and he said, "You're not going to believe the time I had." And I said, "Well, don't tell me about it. Give me a job up there." And he did. He called the people and I got the invitation to go the next summer to Carbondale. And we did the Music and Youth at Southern for several years there together with Jack Works, whom I watched intently the first year I was there. I just like things, well, don't take me the wrong way, I like things other than choirs. And the orchestra there was top notch. It was fascinating to watch. And to make a long story short, Jack and I became good friends. I was sort of a burr under his saddle. Why are you doing that, Jack? And anyway, about the 3rd year we were there, after watching each other for a couple of years, we were at dinner one night, and he said the choir director, Frank Cradkey, was retiring from Oak Park, and would I come and be the choir director? I said, "Well, Jack, I love you, but I've got a good job. I don't need a job there." And so he was persistent, kept talking, and finally there in the restroom, I called my wife, and we decided, well, it won't hurt anything to take a look. That's all it took. I've never seen a school like that, much less facilities for a music department like that. I was pretty naive and still am. So I didn't dig into the administrators and all, how everybody got along together or anything like that. Well, I took the job, as you well know. We moved to Oak Park in the spring or summer of 1978. First day of class, I was pretty nervous, because I knew I was not playing with a bunch of ignorant people. And so I began a rehearsal, his first day of school. And kids that had just graduated, I don't know what this says, but it was much girls. There were no boys involved in it. I got to think about that. They started coming in the rehearsal and just walking in and started hugging people and all that. And I finally said, "Young lady, we're having a rehearsal here. You're welcome to join us. And if you'd like to, sit down."
Was that Amy?
Yes. No, I had no idea who they were. They were good girls. They were just wishing to be back there, I think. But I don't need to go any further. I mean, you know what it was at Oak Park.
It was you. Yeah.
And I hope still is. And who could walk away from something like that? It was just crazy. One of the main things about it is that the administration and I think the community didn't expect us just just to keep doing the same thing that we've been doing for the last how many years. There was a little bit of that in there. I got phone calls. People would call me lots of times and question some of the things that we're doing. Now, I'm going to end this. I've been there and I've done that. Some of the most wonderful years of my life began in New York City. My family is full of ministers and school teachers, and when I began to see graduation from the college where I was, I began to drift over in the direction of church music. That wasn't all just a simple decision. It was sort of forced. And it happened when I was a piano major in college. My piano teacher entered me in a competition in Shreveport, Louisiana. That played concerto. And the winner was to be then a guest pianist with the Shreveport Symphony. I think there were 6 entries in that, and I was one of them. I played the Beethoven Third Piano Concerto. The judge was Rudolph Gans. Now, I don't know if you know Rudolph Gans or not, but his brother Felix, his nephew Felix, taught at the Chicago Musical College. Is that a school in Chicago, or was it?
Was, yep.
Okay. Well, my son went there, and I got to meet Felix, and we talked, and I told him about my playing with, for his uncle, Rudolph. This is one of these, what is it, so many points.
Oh, right. They kind of make it.
6 degrees. So in talking, I learned that Rudolph Gans, who's quite old, had played for Johannes Brahms when he was about 3. When Rudolph was about 3. And I don't know, that clicked a button in me that said, wait a minute, there is a way to get there. And I could see that Oak Park was a way I could go and do repertoire that I couldn't do where I was. I got a lot of calls in Jonesboro objecting to the literature. They would have called me about Bolero, for instance. And they just wanted hail, hail, the gang's all here. So I decided, well, I've got to do this. The offer's there, and I got here, and I was not wrong. I was able to do whatever I wanted. And I think I may have had one phone call from the parent. But they just want to know where their kid was. So I want to thank you. I wish I knew I could look each one of you in the face and know which year you were here and all that sort of thing. Or you know what your name is. There's just no way to thank you for what you are. Not what you've been, but what you are. If I could do it again, I'd do it again without thought.
Yeah, we do it.
Let's wait a while.
How about every year?
It ain't my decision. So thank you, and thank you for these few days here. I'm 76, and body parts are beginning to say no more. And you know, when the rooster crows each morning, I want to go and shoot him with a shotgun. We have a very peaceful life in a little village called Greer's Ferry, which is named after a lake there, Greer's Ferry Lake, about 42 miles from one end to the other. And it's very small, just over 900 people there. I don't even know if the school has a choir or not. They do have a band, but I haven't heard it. As I've told a number of you, when I get a haircut, I drive 100 miles.
I drive 500 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's to get to some big monstrous microscope that could find it.
You mentioned your honest proms. Wasn't he a classmate of yours?
No, I was lying about that. Well, anyway, thanks a lot, and thank you for coming. In closing, I was assistant conductor of the collegiate chorale in New York City, the choir founded by Robert Shaw, and I conducted it several times. Once even, when the conductor had gone to Israel to prepare a choir there for a piece that Leonard Bernstein had written. And I was at free rein to conduct the choir any way I wanted to. And they were awfully good. One of the sopranos was Jeannie Stapleton, who was on Archie Bunker. We opened Lincoln Center, and the only thing there that was running was Orchestra Hall. The piece was the Mahler's Second Symphony, Resurrection Symphony it's called. 5 movements. The choir sits through the first 4. And when we come in, it's very quiet, and the basses have a double B flat. Now you guys were singing a double D flat, which is a third above that one. We have 2 guys in the choir that can sing that. One of them was Abe Begoody. Well, anyway, it's a long way of saying, I've been in front of some very good choirs, but not one like we had the last 2 or 3 days. And I would give anything for us to be able to stick with it, because I know it's going to end way beyond where we were last night. Last night was fun, but there's something out there. So if you get a chance, get together and sing, and think of me, I'll be down there later in the day. Shooting squirrels. Making some